Yo, what it do, guys? It's the boy Richie back at it with another 6v6 Pokemon battle for the channel against Lyron. Like my last few uploads, this was a guy from one of those Discord servers who was nice enough to accept my challenge. If you guys are looking for battles, like, definitely Discords. Go to your favorite PokeTubers Discord. Like, those are the places to find battles. Those are the places to find good battles. But anyway, I'm having a UU battle right here. I'm using the same team from my last upload, and my opponent is using a super respectable UU team. The first thing I noticed, there's no Scizors, there's no Rotom Washes, there's no Togekisses. I was like, man, I respect this team. While those annoying Pokemon aren't there, he does still have mega threats that I see, like the Infernape, the Aerodactyl, the Latios, and most of all the Crocodile. Because if that thing is Choice Scarf Moxie, it could definitely run through my lineup. I don't have any ground resistances or anything like that, so I'm definitely going to have to play careful. I started out with my Mienshao first turn, expecting this Empoleon to start because, you know, rocks. So I wanted to go ahead and have that first turn advantage. I know he's not staying in here to take a potential high jump kick that my guy doesn't even carry because I carry Drain Punch. He instead throws out this Among Us that I go ahead and get a knockoff off of. So that was actually really cool. I knocked off his Black Sludge, but I mean, in the long run, it's Among Us, so it really doesn't matter. I know this thing has like Giga Drain, and you know, he has the Regenerator on him as well. So if that thing wants its HP back, like, it's gonna get it back. So he swaps out into this Chimpact, this Infernape, and I'm just gonna go ahead and U-turn out of here into this Arcanine. Because I was like, if this thing wants to close combat me, I was like, if you want to go ahead and play that game, that's cool with me. My guy has Rocky Helmet. I'm going to go ahead and get this Intimidate drop on you. And I have Morning Sun. So I was like, I could stay in here and do this all day. So with that being said, I fully expected him to switch out into like Mega Aerodactyl. Which I used Will-O-Wisp this turn. So that was really, really unfortunate, especially because he stayed in, used Earthquake, and knocked me down more than half of my life. So I don't want to lose my Arcanine this early in the battle, so I'm just going to go ahead and swap out into my Blastoise, who can take Earthquake a lot better than my Arcanine did. So that's actually what he goes for. I know if he has Thunder Punch, that could hurt me a lot too, possibly even enough to kill me, but it's a chance that I was kind of willing to make at this point. So he does decide to U-turn out. I know he doesn't want to stay in here. I'm sorry, I'm gonna Mega Evolve, and then he's gonna U-turn out. I like spoiled that little turn for you guys. Oh well. But he's gonna go ahead and U-turn out. I fully expected this thing to want to get out of here, not taking a Scald or a Water Pulse. And I know, especially because he has like the Among Us, that I fully expected that thing to come in. I just clicked Dragon Pulse, which I know isn't gonna kill that thing, but figured it would do more than a Scald. But he instead chooses out this Pingu, which makes more sense because while it can wall me, it can also get some Stealth Rocks up, and he can get, you know, free rocks. So I'm not gonna stay in here and be walled by this Pingu, so I'm just gonna go ahead and swap out into my Mienshao, making this battle go full circle because now we're back to where we started. And I know because, oh yeah, he's gonna get his rocks up, and I know because the first turn where I knocked off and over predicted, you know, when I predicted his move, his swap out, I know that he's probably gonna stay in here, expecting me to go for a knockoff again. But I actually just went for the Drain Punch this one. I do have All Out Pummeling on my guy to make up for, you know, Drain Punch not being the strongest attack, but I didn't want to go for it just in case he did decide to swap out into like Among Us or something. But unfortunately for me, he actually does hit me with the Scald, and it's like worst case scenario. His Pingu hits me with Scald, I get the Scald burn, drops my guy down to 17 HP, and his HP does not look like it's low enough for me to finish him with a Drain Punch, which doesn't matter. I was like, you know what, fine. I was like, my guy's burned. I was like, he's kind of useless at this point, so I'm just going to go ahead and go for the all-out pummeling right here, because I was like, if my Mienshao is going to go down, I'm just going to take you with me. So he decides to stay in here. I honestly would have swapped at that point, but like I said, really cool for me. He stays in here, does not live that all-out pummeling, and he's just going to go ahead and go down. So yeah, my Mienshao go ahead and he gets that KO. Now I was like, if I can get my Blastoise out here, get a Rapid Spin up, I won't even have to worry about rocks, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't carry it on his Aerodactyl or his Crocodile. So I was like, that's going to be the plan. So I make a really weird play right here, trying to just like over predict the crap out of myself. Like, the initial plan, I was gonna choose out my tripped out, and then I was fully expecting him to go for like rock slide or some BS little move. Then I was gonna go ahead and go for spore because I figured I'd be able to live like a flying attack. And I was hoping he wouldn't go for it first turn, but he actually did. He went for the aerial ace, and luckily for me, because of all the defense investment that I put into my guy was able to go ahead and live that, but not enough for me to go ahead and take another move from this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap out, trying to preserve my Amoonguss, and I'm gonna send back out my Mienshao to kind of let this Aerodactyl pick up where he left off on him. So he's actually gonna hit me with the rock slide right here, knocking out my Mienshao. This thing's tough claws that stab. My guy's definitely going down, even though I resisted. So that's actually okay with me. I'm instead gonna use this opportunity to send out my rock paper. I know because he has, all his other Pokemon still, minus the Empoleon, that he is going to go ahead and swap out, not wanting to take the Bullet Punch, but I'm going to go ahead and go for Defog this turn. Now he makes a little weird play this turn. He goes for the Amoonguss, he sends out his Amoonguss, and my Scizor definitely got sniped by a Hidden Power Fire Amoonguss like 3 days before I did this battle, so I'm not about to get tricked by that again. I'm going to go ahead and U-turn out of here. I'm not sure if, Hidden Power Fire is like a common thing that people run on that Pokemon. I don't have it on mine, unfortunately, but I was like, you know what, if you want to go for Hidden Power Fire, I'm just going to go ahead and choose out Arcanine. I'm not even tripping. I'm going to go ahead and do that, get a Flare Blitz off on whatever you want. But he instead goes for the Spore, which kind of confuses me a little bit in the battle, because I was like, he probably would have, I was like, if I would have kept my Scizor in, he would have went for it. I was like, if he had it, he would have went for it. So I'm going to go ahead and swap back out into my Scizor, expecting him to go for Sludge Bomb, because I know he's not going to use Giga Drain on my Arcanine. But I was like, you know what, I was still really paranoid at this point. I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and U-turn right on out of here again. I was like, if he has it, he's going to use it now. So I'm going to go ahead and U-turn out into my own tripped out, my Amoonguss. And, yeah, my guy is at enough HP to where he could take it if he does have it. And he actually reveals that he does have the Hidden Power Fire on my guy. I'm really happy that I didn't lose my Scizor this time. Like I said, that did happen, like, I swear, like a whole day or two before this battle. Like, my Scizor went down to that. So I vowed to him to never let that happen again. He decides to go for the Hidden Power again. Because my guy is faster, I am pretty comfortable with this little matchup right here. I know he doesn't want to lose his Amoonguss. I know he was going to swap out right here. Instead, I wasn't going to Sludge Bomb. I instead went for Synthesis right here so I could go ahead and recover back up my HP. So that's actually the move right here. I go ahead and get all that Synthesis HP back. He sends out his Shiny Latios, which I must say is like top 10 shiny Pokemon ever. I always look for this thing on GTS, but it's always something ridiculous they ask for. I'm gonna get it one day soon. I'm always watching for it, but instead, I'm sorry, I'm not leaving my guy in here to take any kind of side shocks or anything. I instead swap out into my rock paper. He uses Ice Beam, which kind of throws me off. I start thinking this thing is like choice scarfed or whatever, so I'm thinking he's locked into the Ice Beam. So I just actually went for a Hidden Power. I mean, I didn't go for Hidden Power. I decided to go for Knockoff right here in case he did, but he actually reveals that he is Hidden Power Fire, and like this team is just designed to kill Scizors. Like my Scizor still took a Hidden Power Fire this time. Like all his Pokemon just like have fire moves just ready for Scizors, but luckily, he doesn't want to stay in and take a Bullet Punch from me and, potentially having his Scizor drop to me. I'm going to go ahead and go for Bullet Punch right here. He swaps into his Crocodile, his Lacoste. And what I noticed right here is that this thing did not lower my guy's attack power. I don't want to stay in and, die to like an Earthquake or anything. Luckily, I was really glad that he didn't Pursuit Trap me in here and, get that Moxie boost. I instead swapped into my Arcanine, which, just kind of seemed like the best play. I lowered his attack. I was like, he's going for the Earthquake. He can knock me out, but that Moxie is only going to bring him back to, neutral attack. So I'm not really tripping too much off of that. Plus, I know this thing is most likely Choice Scarfed. So yeah, so he gets his Moxie, and I get to get a better matchup on this thing. I send out my Tripped Out right here. because I can take a non-boosted earthquake from him, and I can Giga Drain. So I know he's afraid of that. I instead went for Spore, thinking that a different Pokemon would come in, thinking that maybe Latios would come in, but he instead goes into his Great Wall just to kind of double switch it back out, get a nice little he gets a nice little his regenerate recovery, and I get really lucky right here. Actually, he sends out his Chimpack, double swapping right back out, and luckily for me, I get a poison on this thing, which is able to go ahead and knock him out. Now, I almost shouldn't even call it luck, because honestly, earlier in the battle, my Mienshao got a Scald Burn, which kind of messed my guy up. So that was kind of the Hex Gods balancing that out. He sends back out his Great Wall, and like I said earlier, I am okay with this matchup. My guy has Synthesis, his Hidden Power Fires, and his Sludge Bombs. He can do that to me all day. I can just keep recovering up. Plus, I still have my Black Sludge, so this is not the ideal matchup he wants. I'm just gonna keep clicking Spore, because I want to go ahead and put something to sleep. He knows he can't stay in here. I know he can't stay in here. I fully expected something else to come out, so I was really happy. I was able to go ahead and Spore this Aerodactyl right here, put this thing to sleep, which is a good Pokemon to have to sleep. Now, what I don't want to happen is this thing to wake up and hit me with any more Aerial Ace nonsense, because my guy honestly doesn't have the heart to take it. Not too many of those things. Like I can't do too many of those. So instead, I figured, you know what, this is a good time for Scizor to come in. But this is a really stupid thing that I do. I really honestly should have just went for Bullet Punch right here. I instead went for U-turn, expecting like the Amoonguss to come back in, but he actually wakes up first turn, unfortunately. Gets really, really lucky. Aerial Aces my Scizor, and that is enough to go ahead and knock my guy out. So very, very unfortunate stuff for me. Like my Scizor drops right there, and he goes for the Rock Slide right here after I send back out my Mega Blastoise, and I was like, crap. I was like, if I got flinched right there, I was like, I'm not really too sure how the rest of this battle would go. But luckily for me, I'm able to go ahead and Scald this Spyro. My guy does not flinch for him, and I am able to go ahead and knock him out. He sends out his Jet now, and my Blastoise honestly has nothing left he can really do to the rest of his team, so I'm fully okay with just letting my Blastoise go down. Blastoise did what he needed to do, so I just let my Blastoise drop. At this point, I get really happy because I still got a full Mamoswine with the Focus Sash on me. I know, plus I know none of his Pokemon really want to take any Ice moves at this point, so I'm just gonna keep playing it safe. I was like, I'm gonna go for Ice Shard. Nothing he has really wants to take it. His last Pokemon are the Latios, the Krookodile, and the Amoonguss. So, like I said, fully okay with whatever happens in this battle now. So he sends out the Krookodile. Choice Scarves, he goes for the superpower, which I was not fully expecting, but I was prepared. I do have the Focus Sash, like I said, on my guy, so I would have lived either way. And I just go for the Icicle Spear right here. I felt like an Ice Shard probably wouldn't kill him, so I am able to go ahead and knock this Krookodile out. And because of that, I knew the battle was pretty much over. It was GG, because I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this thing with another Icicle Spear. If you guys are wondering, I only have Icicle Spear because when I was breeding for this thing, I thought Mamoswines naturally learned Icicle Crash, but found out the hard way it didn't, and just, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I just got lazy and was like, I don't want to train a whole nother one just for that move. I was like, plus Icicle Spear is not really that bad, especially when you can get 5, but unfortunately for me, I only got 3 there. I don't think 5 would have killed anyway, but he Giga Drains me, brings him back to like half HP. He can't swap out and get any more of that Regenerator HP, but shit, I mean, neither can I, so I'm just going to go ahead and use some Sludge Bombs until this battle's over. I know he knows that it's over. He can't really do too much to me, even if he gets like a few crits on his, like, what's it called? He can get crits on his Hidden Power Fire. I'll still be okay, so I am just going to go ahead and hit him with another Sludge Bomb to go ahead and end this battle and knock down his Great Wall. So, like I said at the beginning of the battle, it was a really, really good one. I really enjoyed it. I find the best battles to be the ones where you're like, on that 30th turn and you still don't know who's going to win, because it could go either way. Which is, I definitely didn't know who was going to win until I got that Scald off on the Aerodactyl. If he would have flinched me, I'm not sure how everything would have went. Especially with him having like the superpower on Krookodile, like it really could have went south for me. But it was a really good battle. If you guys want to battle me, you can go ahead and hit me up. I'm on most of those Discords. Black Mike Sarah. I'm gonna leave my Twitter down. If you guys want to get any kind of battles in, double battles, any type of battles, just go ahead and hit me up. Thank you guys for watching at this point. If you like the battle, go ahead and leave a like for me. Those things make me really happy when I see them. Like, I really get all giddy and shit like that. But thank you guys. I'll catch you later. Peace.